I have been typecasted to the point where it's almost impossible for people to see me doing something else. You're no longer allowed to act because you did that one so well that we can't see you as something else.
Did they have some issue back in the day? And does he need a career revamp? I mean, he really doesn't do acting anymore. He's more of a host. He hosts like America's Funniest Videos. Didn't he do Dancing with the Stars too? Alfonso's okay. He's okay. But the Tyler Perry shade I wasn't ready for.
Alfonso Ribeiro appears to have called out Tyler Perry in a recent online exchange, going so far as to declare that he will never return to Tyler Perry Studios. So, what exactly did he say? Alfonso Ribeiro shaded Tyler Perry online after someone on X suggested that Perry needs to revamp Ribeiro's career. "I don't need or ever want that man to do anything for me," Ribeiro wrote back. Ribeiro's anti-Perry tweet came after he did an interview with Closer Weekly, where he admitted that his career took a hit after 6 years of playing Carlton Banks on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. "Playing Carlton on Fresh Prince became a sacrifice," he said. "I used to always say doing Carlton was the greatest and worst thing that ever happened to me. It was one of the greatest roles that I ever was fortunate enough to play, but it was also the role that stopped me from acting again, because people couldn't see me as anything else. The sacrifice was not having an acting career anymore." Ribeiro has moved away from acting in recent years. He's directed episodes of shows like Young and Hungry and KC Undercover, and hosts Dancing with the Stars and America's Funniest Home Videos. When asked if he'd return to acting, Ribeiro told Closer Weekly, "I'm enjoying being a host and am very happy with it. But yes, I would go back to acting if it was exactly the right thing." Now, the question that is in most people's minds is, if Ribeiro wants to go back to acting, why would he not want Tyler Perry's help? Well, one fan commented on this, saying, "Alfonso doesn't seem like an unreasonable or unnecessarily abrasive guy. There must be a reason for him to have had such a visceral response." A second fan added, "Tyler didn't offer his stumpy, frumpy, ugless anything, so the comment was unnecessary. Tyler must have turned him down in more ways than one." While a third fan wrote, "Sounds like Tyler tried to party with him back in the day and Alfonso had to tell him no." In any case, there is a lot of speculation that Alfonso might have experienced what Christian Keys experienced.
He showed up to my apartment and offered me $100,000 to take my clothes off. He said, "I don't even need to touch you. I just want to see."
For context, on 16th of December, All the Queen's Men star Christian Keys broke his silence about years of alleged SA from a powerful billionaire in Hollywood. He says tried to climb in bed with him and offered $100,000 to strip. If you thought that Diddy-ish was crazy, you don't even know the actor spoke his difficult truth during an hour-long Instagram live, where he revealed that he's resigned to taking the scenic route in his career after turning down alleged offers to take his clothes off for money or return to a private residence after auditioning for a role. "I didn't sell my soul or my A for success," he confessed.
I declined because, again, scenic route. I got my integrity with me. I'll take the long way around.
He also claimed to have recordings of the misconduct dating back nearly 20 years. "At some point soon, it's going to have to come out. I kept one of these on me since '05, he said, holding up a digital voice recorder pen. "Whether it's a keychain recorder or a pen, because most would check your phone. Once the harassment started, I was like, I need to protect me. I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work. So I started recording." The Detroit native did not go into detail about who harassed him throughout his decades of acting, but promised to expose them soon. "I want to tell it on the mountain, over the hills, and everywhere. I want to speak on it. The good news is that they don't even have to believe me. Hopefully they do, but if they don't, they can hear this person. Since the essay started, I've carried many recorder devices on me. Keychains, pens, thumb drives, all of the above. I really want to air that ish out because that bothers me when I'm alone at night. Man, the world is celebrating this person and they don't even know the shady and predatory way this person moves. Predators resent the prey that gets away. So when you don't say yes, when you don't say, okay, I'll acquiesce and literally and figuratively play ball, because we not doing that, they resent you. Keyes also said this powerful person felt comfortable with the misconduct because he allegedly claimed he had multiple young black men on the payroll, and they would just show up when he requested them to be there. Despite hinting at multiple other alleged victims, Keyes referenced confidentiality and non-disclosure agreements that may keep them quiet. However, he explained that these contracts don't prevent him from turning over evidence of criminal activity. In any case, fans were able to put 2 and 2 together and immediately came up with their first suspect, Tyler Perry. In case you're unfamiliar, Keyes got his big break starring in several of Perry's stage plays back in the day, which ended up being the foundation of his billion-dollar production company. The two went on to work in several projects together since 2005, when Keyes says the harassment began. Keyes is also the creator of the BET series All the Queen's Men, which Perry is an executive producer of. Christian Keyes is a prominent figure in the entertainment industry, recognized for his talent and versatility as an actor, writer, and producer. His collaboration with Tyler Perry began in the early 2000s, a time when Perry was emerging as a powerful force in theater and film. Keyes' participation in Perry's stage plays, such as Medea Goes to Jail and Medea's Big Happy Family, played a crucial role in the success and expansion of Perry's brand. These productions not only showcased Keyes' acting abilities, but also helped solidify Perry's reputation as a leading content creator in the entertainment industry. Their professional relationship flourished over the years, leading to multiple collaborations on various projects. Keyes' involvement in Perry's productions extended beyond the stage, as he appeared in several of Perry's films and television shows. This ongoing partnership was a testament to their mutual respect and shared vision for storytelling. However, despite the seemingly successful professional relationship, Keyes has come forward with serious allegations of harassment dating back to 2005. Keyes' accusations are particularly significant given the context of his and Perry's professional history. Anyway, as social media users debated whether Perry may in fact be one of the individuals Keyes is hinting at, opinions were divided. Many argued that if the allegations were true, Keyes wouldn't still be working with Perry, suggesting that their continued professional relationship contradicts the accusations. On the other hand, some users pointed out that Perry's sexuality has always been a topic of speculation and controversy. They argued that it wouldn't be surprising if Perry were eventually named in Keyes' allegations, given the persistent rumors and discussions surrounding him. To add more context to these allegations, one person tweeted, "Perry signed a deal with Viacom, BET's parent company, some years ago for an undisclosed amount. This is why many of his works can be exclusively found on BET+." Keyes made it clear in his live that ATQM is his creation, a show that he wrote and pitched to more than one investor-producer before deciding to work with Perry yet again. What Keyes did by naming Perry as EP on the show is similar to what Peter Nowalk did in naming Shonda Rhimes, his mentor, as EP on How to Get Away with Nowalk was the creator and head writer. Rhimes had the clout and 2 hit shows on ABC to propel the project forward. My only motivation in mentioning Rhimes and Nowalk as examples is to illustrate how the entertainment industry works and why Keyes may have decided to work with Perry on his latest project. The chances of the man alleged to be on the recordings not being Tyler Perry are slim to none. Many people consider Tyler Perry a hypocrite. In fact, just recently, Perry's views on religion were parodied by Boondocks. The Boondocks is widely considered one of the funniest shows to ever grace television. Known for pushing the limit on satire, the program has attracted plenty of critics since its 2005 debut. This reportedly includes movie mogul Tyler Perry, who was the subject of a controversial throwback episode. Created by cartoonist Aaron Magruder, the Boondocks revolves around 2 black boys, political enthusiast Huey and his impressionable gangster wannabe brother Riley. Originally from the south side of Chicago, the two wind up moving to a predominantly white suburb in the city to live with their granddad, Robert Jebediah Granddad Freeman. The Boondocks follows the two as they navigate life in their new neighborhood. Across 4 seasons, it explored themes such as race and politics, all while providing plenty of punch and humor. It enjoyed a 9-year run on the air before ending in 2014. In 2010, the Boondocks ran an episode called Pause that riffed on Perry. the creator of Medea, an eccentric gun-toting grandma who appears in several of his plays and movies. Granddad winds up getting cast in a play by Winston Jerome, who plays a character reminiscent of Medea. But the thing is, Jerome is a secretly gay man who doesn't really care about religion. He just uses it to shield his true sexuality.
Jesus, how can I further spread your message? Cross-dressing?
After the episode aired, numerous reports emerged claiming the episode had upset Perry. Supposedly, very soon after the pause episode of Boondocks, Perry fired his entire staff in order to control any leaks of information. Rumors also have it that the Medea creator filed a lawsuit against Boondocks creator Aaron Magruder, but Perry denied any of that. Instead of elaborating on the topic, he said, "Just like the Spike Lee situation, I feel that no response is the best response. I'm just going to leave it at that. But I will tell you this, there is absolutely no truth to the rumor that I'm suing the Boondocks. Those are all lies. I'm not suing anybody over that, and I haven't fired anyone because of that show either. I don't know where all that came from." Despite denying it, the Los Angeles Times reported that Perry allegedly did take some sort of action over it. Sources told the outlet that he contacted Turner Broadcasting and complained loudly about the episode and even threatened to rethink his relationship with the company. Perry had several shows on the network's channel TBS at the time. The report mentions that the episode pretty much disappeared from airwaves after that. However, the outlet did not know whether the episode had been banned. Meanwhile, Carl Jones, one of the writers, producers, and actors responsible for bringing the Boondocks to life, recently revealed what actually happened. Talking about Winston Jerome, Carl was even close to meeting Tyler Perry in person, but got shot down after an entertainer friend of his remembered his unspoken beef with the Medea creator. One time I was in Atlanta and Michael Jai White, Spawn, Blood and Bone, who I worked with on Black Dynamite, was shooting something for Tyler, and he was like, "You're in Atlanta, you should come by the set." And I was like, "All right, cool." Then we got off the phone and he called me back and he says, "On second thought, I forgot about that. No, don't come by the set." Goes on to talk about how they were able to convince Adult Swim to air the episode in the first place, and how the original script included a much more direct depiction of Tyler Perry, by actually giving his name to the gay cult leader who eventually ends up being called Winston Jerome. What was funny about that episode is, originally the character's name was Tyler Perry, and he looked exactly like Tyler Perry. That was a rare moment where Adult Swim was like, "You can't do that." You know what I mean? They were being the responsible adult and said, "You can't use Tyler Perry's name. You can't make it look like Tyler Perry." So we found another name which was actually his real name, and we got it under the radar. Born Emmett Perry Jr., Tyler Perry's birth name was discovered by creators over at the Boondocks, and they swapped it into their story, which surprisingly worked at first. So it got under the radar, and then about 2 weeks later, they caught it. That's when they called us kind of at us like, "For real, you can't do that? Don't try to play games, you can't." Jones seemed to back down after that, changing the name and look of Winston Jerome to separate the fictional character from the very real F. Perry. Still, that didn't stop Perry from connecting the dots, and eventually, the Hollywood heavyweight gave Adult Swim a call, personally.
Tyler himself called, and said, "You guys better not ever air that shit again." You know, and at the time, he had a lot of shows at TBS. We were just a little small.
Anyway, for those who are still having doubts, yes, Ribeiro is the same guy that played Carlton on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with Will Smith. And if you know that show, you probably also know how successful it was at the time. Now think about it. Almost everyone from that set went on to do great things, especially his own co-star Will Smith. But for some reason, things have not exactly moved on as well for Ribeiro. However, that's largely been a function of his own doing. As the host of America's Funniest Home Videos, actor, TV director, award-winning dancer, and Broadway star, Alfonso Ribeiro has spent more than 30 years leaving his unique mark on the worlds of television, theater, and beyond. Ribeiro began his career as a child actor, most notably on Broadway, playing the lead role in the Tony-winning musical The Tap Dance Kid. As news of Ribeiro's dancing and singing skills spread, he was offered a recording contract with Island Records, for whom he released several dance pop singles, as well as a spot in Michael Jackson's 1984 Pepsi commercial.
You're grabbing for the magic on the
Ribeiro was then cast opposite Ricky Schroeder in the long-running NBC sitcom Silver Spoons, making him an instant teen idol. After earning a theater arts education from Cal State University, Los Angeles, he was given the opportunity to choose a role on the established sitcom A Different World or a new pilot called The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Showing an adventurous streak, he chose the latter and created the iconic character of Carlton Banks, for which he is known for throughout the world. Having grown up in front of the camera, Alfonso knew that opportunities existed behind the scenes too. His impressive resume as a TV director includes popular programs like In the House, Shake It Up, Are We There Yet?, The Wannabes, Meet the Browns, Cuts, Eve, One-on-One, and All of Us. However, it seems this was where his downfall began, because not too long after, one of the cast members of a movie he directed revealed how not so great his direction is. According to reports, the entire studio was recently called out by one actor who revealed the traumatic experience he had while filming an episode for Meet the Browns, playing a role that the director allegedly at the last minute decided would be gay. An actor and voice coach, Brandon Jay, took to TikTok to open up about how filming just one episode of Perry's Meet the Browns turned into the most stressful and hardest experience of his life. According to Jay, a day on Ribeiro's set is more drastic than the typical one-episode shoot. The actor says episodes are usually shot in 1 week. However, at Tyler Perry Studios with Ribeiro, they're shot in 1 day. In addition to the tight shooting schedule, Jay accuses the director of making last-minute changes to the scripts the actors had to memorize before each shoot. Jay had auditioned for and was playing the role of Jeffrey, a stout high school teenager who was being bullied at school. "I take 2 to 3 days to learn the entire script," Jay recounts. Then on the day of filming the Alfonso Ribeiro directed episode, he walks in and everything changes, Jay claimed. "So we literally run the entire episode for him and he hates it," Jay said. The actor realized the director's dislike for the original script would result in everyone being forced to learn new lines of the honcho's choosing. He, on the spot, starts rewriting the entire script, Jay claims, while feeding the young actor the lines he had to perfect right there on the spot. Jay claims the director urged him to learn the new impromptu lines or else he would be fired. While rising to the occasion to learn the new lines, Jay claims the director decided that his character would be gay and have a crush on his high school bully. The drastic plot change wasn't what Jay had originally auditioned for. "I want Jeffrey to be gay and he has a crush on his bully," Jay claims the director said. In the second installment of the expose, released the next day, Jay adds to the story to reveal his initial response to being told his character would now have to be gay. Jay says he reached out to his agent, who told him that he does not have to take the role if he doesn't feel comfortable playing a new role he never signed on for. Well, as it would turn out, this actually happened pretty at the studios where Ribeiro directed, Tyler Perry's studio, and boy have there been a lot of scandals tied to their names. While there is no question that Tyler Perry is a prominent player in the entertainment industry who worked his way to the top after taking the Atlanta theater community by storm and becoming a box office champ with his Medea series and gospel-based films. Like any other successful figure, Perry is not without controversy, and over the years, he hasn't exactly handled those situations well. According to the news, after striking it big at the box office, Perry set his sights on television, where he found success with the hit sitcom House of Pain, 2006. But just as Perry was preparing to sign a lucrative syndication deal and launch the spin-off Meet the Browns, Deadline dropped the surprising news that he fired 4 writers after they requested union contracts. The Writers Guild of America stepped in and charged Perry's production company with unfair labor practice and bargaining in bad faith. It was not a good look. "I feel like I was slapped in the face, like we were used," writer Terry Brown Jackson told Deadline. "We were good enough to create over 100 episodes, but now when it comes to reaping the benefits of the show being syndicated and having other spin-offs from it, he decides to let us go unless we accept a horrible offer." Kelly Griffin, the head writer for House of Pain, said she wasn't going down without a fight. "While I'd like to see something positive come out of this for us, if this fight helps future Black writers get what they deserve, that's a good thing." As for Perry learning his lesson, he did make a change to the writer's room for his future shows by not having one. Perry told ABC News he writes everything himself now. Perry's union problems didn't end with just writers. In 2015, 2015, 2 actor unions banned its members from performing in Perry's stage play Medea on the Run because his production company wouldn't sign a union contract. This, by extension, also created major troubles for Ribeiro, because being a director under Perry's studios implied that he was no exception to the ban placed on Perry. But even with that, it seems he's still stuck with Perry. IndieWire reported why this boded poorly for Perry. In brief, a union contract essentially lists the terms and conditions of employment for union members, as well as the employer's obligations and responsibilities. In this case, ultimately it's really there to protect the actors, the site said. And Perry, in refusing to sign a contract, suggests, as it did in the case of the 4 writers above, that he doesn't want to have to be bound to any agreements that might eat into his profits from the show. It seems like all Perry and Ribeiro's main concern is raking in the cash, which he does well, mind you, but that doesn't mean everyone is thrilled with his methods. And while a vast majority of people aren't thrilled with them, most of the focus has been on Ribeiro, and it just happened to be from people of his own race. Ribeiro spoke exclusively with Atlanta Black Star about the stigma that came with just being him, and the fact that he played such a popular character on an iconic show, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Being black isn't something that I try to be, it's who I am, he said. So I'm in my own little world with support from almost no one to be in love with someone I've fallen in love with. How does that make sense? It doesn't. We all want to live in a world where everyone is accepted for being and loving and living the way they choose to live. I will support any person that wants to live in a world that they want to live in. I'll support a racist person to live in a world that they want to live in. They don't have to be around me, he continued. Suffice it to say that fans didn't take it lightly with him on social media. One person who was more concerned about how the studio is terrible on a broad scale wrote, Tyler Perry's studio productions, stage and film are actually barred from any SAG-AFTRA actor due to the violating worker conditions. If you are a part of the acting union, you cannot work for him, and the banned list is actually a very hard list to get on. You sound silly to me. Another user who seemed slightly more concerned about how Ribeiro himself might be the problem had a slightly more specific point of view. They wrote, at least Carlton was a funny character. Alfonso Ribeiro, on the other hand, can be intolerable and ignorant. In any case, it seems that although Tyler Perry might have played a role in the downward spiral of Ribeiro's career, Ribeiro isn't innocent either. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.